Hello there everyone and welcome back guys. So today guys I want to share a video with you on how I'm going to be polishing and waxing my car that I've owned for about a year. And I've also had this car, certain panels on this car have been resprayed, and the panels themselves are not perfect. So what I wanted to do is a one-step polishing process, and I've experimented with a lot of products, polishes, and compounds, and I found that Meguiars Ultimate Compound is the best for me in this particular situation. I would call it a highly abrasive polish because it doesn't haze up as traditional compounds would. It leaves a nice finish. It removes a lot of defects from the paint, most of them pretty much. And I think it leaves a nice finish. As I said before, I don't have to go with the polish again because it just takes a lot of time, and it makes the process a bit more complex. And next we're going to use this Fuso coat, which is a very durable wax, arguably one of the best waxes out there. And also the beading with this product is absolutely amazing. That's why I love this product. Now, in terms of preparation, my paint has been decontaminated before. It's very clean. I've drove the car for a week before I start polishing, so I'm just going to use a wireless wash to clean the car, to clean the panels that I'm going to polish, to be more specific. Because simply while I'm doing the polishing, obviously there's going to be a lot of dust. We're in an urban environment. There's no point of doing a full wash before doing a polish. And that is what I'm going to do for 5 hours. I'm going to be polishing the car. Then the next day, I'm going to finalize the whole process. I'm going to wax the car. But before that, we're going to panel prep it, do a full detail on the car. Now, again, this is not going to be 100% paint correction. This is just to kind of improve the paint in certain areas, refine the paint, and that's about it, because it's a daily driven car. I don't want 100% perfection. I just want a car to look good. It already looked good before, but I've improved it a little bit. But I don't want to invest more than I did now, and I'm pretty happy with the results, and I just want to show you the process of just how I do it. Some people might not like it, some might like it. This is just what I do based with the tools that I have, and let's get into the video. So before we start, we want to prime our pad. I'm going to use some distilled water to make the pad lightly damp. And I'm going to spin the pad as well, just to make sure to get rid of that excess water. Now we're going to do is we're going to shake the compound up, put a few dots on the pad, make sure the compound is evenly distributed. And then we're going to continue with the polishing. And I'm spreading the polish on the section that I'm going to be working with, and I'm using an SPTA dual action polisher. As you can see, it spins and also moves around its own orbit. You can normally choose between 3 rotating speeds, and as well, this is a cordless polisher, which makes life a bit easier. And I'm also using a pad that came with the polisher kit. This is the hardest pad, which is meant for paint correction. Now, the amount of time spent per section will depend on what results you want to achieve, what tool you're using, what pad you're using, what polish you're using, and what paint you're working on. No, I haven't masked off the trim simply because I'm not going to get too close to it. And again, masking off takes a bit more time. And I'm not going to polish every single inch of the car. I'm just going to polish the main areas of the car. Everything rest you can polish by hand if you want, but I don't think it impacts the gloss of the car ultimately.
There's no point in doing that. This is not a car that's going to be in the showroom. Now, I prefer to use a snake pattern because I like to move around the section a little bit. Also helps with the heat distribution. No, I don't have a dedicated small polisher, but what I do have is a set of these pad attachments for the drill, and it works quite well on these smaller areas. Now, I don't have a dedicated pad cleaner. However, I just use a regular toothbrush with some light pressure while the disc is spinning, and this helps to knock off some of that excess polish out. To clean the pad, I saturate it with all-purpose cleaner, then I rinse it under water and squeeze it like a sponge softly and gently. We don't want to damage it. Now, this is the next day after polishing the paint, and basically what we're going to do now is just wash the car, remove any high spots if there are any, and use a surface prep to prep for the waxing. So to ensure that there's nothing left behind on the paint before waxing, we're going to use a panel prep. This will make our paint pretty much virgin clean. Now we finally got to the waxing process, and here we have this foam pad that was given with the wax itself, and you want to dampen it with water. I'm using distilled water here, and you want to lightly damp. Make sure you squeeze the excess water out. I've used this as a dry application as well. I had no problems with that too. But either way, applying the wax with back and forth motions, waiting 5 to 8 minutes depending on the temperature, and basically what we do next is just we buff out the product. However, one thing I do before I buff the product out, I lightly dampen the cloth, just spray a little bit of distilled water on the cloth, and then go and buff out the wax. Seems to work really well. One thing that detailers say about this wax is the fact that you have to apply it in very thin layers, and that is very, very true. And also, you have to be very careful when you apply this wax, because if you get it on the trim or if you don't buff it out properly, you might actually get high spots, and when the wax dries, it's hard to get it off. I had an excess amount of product on my pad and it dried out very, very quick. And as you can see here, there's a bit of dusting going on, but it's not an issue. I removed it very quick with just some distilled water. I finished waxing the car. However, just to make sure there are no high spots, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a quick detailer and go over the car once again just to make sure there's nothing left behind. These are the final result, guys. Thank you everyone who made it to the end of the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next videos.